tokens, using Goblin Bombardment as a sacrifice outlet. Cabal Therapy is just the premier discard spell, and really just it's
Blood Artist. It's a bleed deck somewhat.
It is, and it has a ton of synergy. All the cards on their own are really not that powerful, but the synergy in the deck is just amazing. And it does look like a pile of cards right now, but when this deck works, it's a beautiful thing.
Right.
So to give you a quick rundown, Bloodghast, Blood Artist, Tidehollow, Sculler, Carrion Feeder, Gravecrawler. So Carrion Feeder is one of the best sacrifice outlets, followed by Goblin Bombardment. For the spells, Lingering Souls, Goblin Bombardments, Thought Seizes, Cabal Therapy's Faithless Lootings. So a mix of the old and the new, Faithless Looting into Lingering Souls.
Perhaps Caleb's not out of the woods yet. Lance Behrens has a real parade of Lingering Souls in his hand. He has some life points to deal with. So Caleb has to decide whether or not he'd like to continue to draw cards or continue to make 5/5s. He has 2 more artifacts that have not been made into 5/5s yet. Neither of them fly though, so if he makes an artifact, a 5/5 here, which it looks like he's going to do, then it looks like, well, yep. Then if there's no block here, his Tezzeret can be killed. Lance isn't a chump block. I'm not sure. I like the chump block versus attacking, killing Tezzeret, and flashing back Lingering Souls. It's close. The problem is that Lance is at such a, he's in such a tight spot. 5/5s are very large.
Yeah, this deck has a tough time dealing with the 5/5s, other than just just the actual chump blocks. But he does have a lot of chump blocks.
Right. So land Bloodghast comes into play. The Damnation in Caleb's hand, all but dead.
Now, it should be pretty interesting. Lance does have some outs here. If he brought in the 2 Meek Stones in his sideboard, that would be a slam dunk. That would make sure that those 2 artifacts don't untap during the upkeep.
Faithless Looting from Lance Behrens. He's not sure what he's looting for.
Right. What set Faithless Looting is that?
That's the promo. So right before Dark Ascension came out, they promoted Faithless Looting. I'm not sure how one obtained one of the promos. I know it was the first spoiled card by over a month, and that it was spoiled with alternate art.
Oh, okay. So sounds like a pretty hard card
in a comic book. You could get it. Okay.
So Lance Behrens, maybe a comic book fan.
Maybe also just
maybe a pimp card fan.
Yeah.
More likely.
I would say that's probably likelihood. A plus from Tezzeret gives an option between Relic of Progenitus and Chalice of the Void, and Solemn Simulacrum.
So Caleb Durward's deck right now looking nothing unlike just a binder page full of artifacts and lands here. Just sort of a pile of cards in his Tezzeret deck, just a million one-ofs, like most of his decks seem to be. And a lot of times it seems like only he can win with them. I'm guessing he's the only blue-black Tezzeret deck that's being played here.
That seems pretty likely. But the deck's still performing well. He discarded 2 lands off the Faithless Looting. They're the 2 cards ahead of Faithless Looting.
So Caleb takes the Relic. Super strong card against Lance. That can neuter the Bloodghast, the Cabal Therapy, the Faithless Looting. Almost every card in Lance's deck interacts with the graveyard. So that's super powerful, and he'll pop it right away.
Yeah, you're hearing time being called here. The 2 gentlemen on camera, though, do have a time extension.
So that clock of 6 minutes 45 seconds might not be accurate. We're double checking right now. Either way, though, I think Caleb Durward's going to be able to win this one in time. Even if time is called right now, I think with 3 attack phases, he would do it. We're going to double check on that Faithless Looting for you. I think it might have been a miscommunication.
Okay.
Okay, great. So he forgot to discard, but then the judge corrected it. He did discard 2. No free divinations here for Lance Behrens.
Alright. Fetch land Lance Behrens down to 5. Marsh Flats.
Yeah, 5 on a pretty unfortunate number here. I bet you he wishes that he had a different land besides that one.
So Lance with his deck is going to be able to prolong the game for a while, but he's going to have to eventually find out is a reasonable path toward winning the game instead of prolonging it. And I think that's really what he's missing right now.
Right. Now, if he had ever had 2 mana to get that Goblin Bombardment into play, that would provide a pretty reasonable route, but he was never able to. He just has to play Lingering Souls.
So hopefully, yeah, with his 4th land next turn, he's going to probably try to get down Bombardment and flash back the Souls. That will give him an option, albeit not a great one.
Oh.
Ratchet Bomb from
Point
Caleb Durward. Caleb Durward defeats Lance Behrens 2-1, moves to 4-0, 2 wins from the top 8.
Yeah, so some really interesting decks at 4-0 here. We have the Blue-Black Artifact, we have the Death and Taxes.